At the Bell Center in Montreal, Dan Duva with Syracuse Crunch defenseman and Montreal native Joey Mormina. How's it feel to be in Montreal?
Feels good. Nice dinner at my parents' house last night. A lot of family was there. I got to catch up and stuff, and always feels good to come home.
And here at the Bell Center, where the Crunch will be playing against the Hamilton Bulldogs on Friday. Growing up, Canadiens fan, I know you're a little bit of a Ray Bourque fan too.
Yeah, I love Ray Bourque growing up, and kind of flip-flopped there with the Bruins and the Habs for a bit. But, a lot of great memories of my dad going to the old Forum and, then coming here for a number of years. And I was lucky enough that my parents took me to a lot of games, and, pretty special to grow up in such a historic hockey market.
Have you ever had a chance to play here at the Bell Center?
Played here a few years ago, same kind of thing with Adirondack against Hamilton. Pretty exciting game.
I think Cedric Desjardins might have been the goalie in that game a few years ago, maybe.
He might have robbed me late in the game or something. I'm not quite sure.
Growing up in Montreal, of course, I don't know of a place in the world that is more hockey-focused than Montreal. From a young age, hockey for you, was it always something that you wanted to do for your life?
Yeah, I grew up, playing the game, loving the game, and, always wanted to be a hockey player, and was lucky enough that my dream came true, and still playing hockey now in my 30s. So pretty lucky, and hockey, like you said, is a big part of the culture here, and talk about it around the dinner table, even to this day. So big part of my life and a big part of people here.
And I'm sure competitive too from an early age. If you're a youngster playing hockey here in Montreal, there've got to be a lot of talented players, guys that you were competing against. That maybe any names that we might know today?
Yeah, I grew up with Matt Lombardi. Playing the National Hockey for a number of years. Now he's in Europe. He's sort of the one name in my age group that I'm pretty close with that really made a really good career out of himself.
You have a few players on this Crunch roster that have connections to the area. When you come here to Montreal, you have conversations about your experiences in Montreal, whether as a player for someone like J.P. Cote, who made his NHL debut here, or yourself, who grew up in the area.
Yeah, we have a lot of downtime and a lot of time to share stories on the bus and whatever. And, a special place for JP and Seti and, like you said, a bunch of Montreal natives that get to come back and see a lot of family and stuff.
And even guys who aren't from here but just spent a few weeks here over the summer, and Tanner Richard and Nikita Kucherov training. Let's talk about some hockey, though, because you do have an opponent to play Friday in Hamilton. You'll play them again Saturday back in Syracuse. The Bulldogs had a big win against Texas the other day. They've struggled a little bit up and down. They're a young team. What are you guys learning from the Bulldogs scouting report?
Yeah, they're, like you said, a young team, a lot of good players in the team that have had opportunities in the NHL already this year. So, they're a hungry group, and they're going to want to make a good impression coming to Montreal. So, but I think at the end of the day, it's all about us, and we need to focus on our game. And, we've lost 2 in a row here, and we're not happy about it. And, we really need to have a good weekend.
You have a few changes in the lineup. Of course, Dmitry Korobov and JT Brown go up to the NHL. You now have Dmitry Korobov back as of today. So his addition and perhaps the health, Matt Taramina and Nikita Nestorov, how much does that help you guys?
Yeah, you just mentioned, T and Corby, big part of our D-core, and, guys that got an opportunity to play last weekend did a great job, and just didn't get the results we wanted. But, nice to get those 2 guys back, especially, they play a lot of minutes, power play, special teams. So big addition for us.
When you have the changes in the midst of a season, guys up and down and back and forth, you see what's happened in Tampa Bay. They've lost back-to-back games for the first time on their West Coast trip right now. It's still relatively early in the season, still the first quarter. When you try to make adjustments from game to game, how do you try to stay even-keeled and not look at yourselves with too much disappointment after a loss or have too much excitement after a winning streak?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you look at the calendar and you realize it's November, and, you want to be in a good position come April. So I think, even teams that are in first place now, they're still working on their game, and you're never really happy until end of June if you're still playing to get the hoist championship. So it's always a work in progress. I think sometimes fans lose sight of that, and we're not happy that we lost, but we did some good things, we did some bad things. It's a matter of working on perfecting our game.
You had a chance to skate here at the Bell Center for practice on Thursday. You'll go out there and play a game. I suspect there's going to be a Joey Mormina cheering section at the game on Friday night.
Yeah, I got a few people coming to the game tonight, and they know not to embarrass me too much, but it'll be fun, and looking forward to playing well.
And perhaps 15,000 or more. There were close to 19,000 when the Crunch beat the Hamilton Bulldogs here at the Bell Center last season. Joey Mormina, Montreal native, thanks for your time and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
With Joey Mormina, I'm Dan Duva.